The curtains have closed on pre-season, and the stage is now set for a new MotoGP championship after a thrilling second and final day of the Portimao official test. Today, as yesterday, Ducati Lenovo's Pecco Bagnaia was quickest. The world champion took the MotoGP sprint simulation by the reins, smashing the all-time lap record in Portimao not once but twice, finally posting a sensational time of 1:37.9. It was another Ducati following him just 0.29 seconds behind, Prima Pramac Racing's Johan Zarco on his 51st lap. And in third, Fabio Quartararo showed us why the Monster Energy Yamaha rider can never be discounted. The 2021 world champion was just 0.3 seconds off the top spot, meaning we could be in for another epic battle between Bagnaia and the Frenchman this season. While Ducati factory rider Pecco Bagnaia proved once again why he's the man to beat, his teammate Enea Bastianini demonstrated what he's capable of late on by breaking into the top 6 after a fairly subdued weekend. It was another successful test for the Mooney VR46 racing team. Luca Marini was on course for a pre-season hat-trick, but fell just short after some mechanical issues throughout the day. He was a fraction of a second out of the top 3, finishing in a respectable 4th place, while his teammate Marco Bezzecchi claimed 5th spot, just 0.04 seconds slower. While Gresini Racing MotoGP weren't able to repeat their feats from day one, Alex Marquez finished 7th, while teammate Fabio Di Giannantonio was unable to compete following his day 1 crash. And still with the Ducatis, Prima Pramac Racing's Jorge Martin broke with Ducati's traditional ducts, using the ground effect side fairing instead, and concluding today's action in 8th. But, as we've seen, it was teammate Johan Zarco who stole some of the limelight. It was a quieter day for Aprilia after yesterday's exploits. Despite indicating he was in some pain after day 1, Aprilia Racing's Aleix Espargaro returned to action, preferring his 2022 wings on both bikes, as opposed to the smaller 2023 incarnation. The Catalan rider broke into the top 10 but was the top Aprilia on the day. He was followed by Maverick Vinales in 12th, with another Aprilia in the shape of RNF MotoGP's Miguel Oliveira between them, while Raul Fernandez was down in 16th. There were different approaches from the two Monster Energy Yamaha riders on day 2, with Fabio Quartararo using his 2022 aero package on one of his bikes, perhaps looking to compare it with the newer version of the tech he was using yesterday. He also employed new wings on the rear seat unit later on. His teammate Franco Morbidelli previously said he liked the new aerodynamics, and today sampled a design not dissimilar to Ducati's model in 2019, with a top set of wings and a double side pod design, complete with a downwash duct at the bottom. But despite the adjustments, he still finished far behind his teammate Quartararo, who, with new tyres, made a big breakthrough late on, indicating he's in a much better position to fight to reclaim the top spot. And suddenly, there's a different energy in the Monster Energy Yamaha box. Sticking with the Japanese factories, both Repsol Honda riders alternated between the chassis they employed in Sepang and a newer one first used in day 1 here in Portimao. Joan Mir finished as the top Honda rider in 13th, and his teammate Marc Marquez was just behind him in 14th. The 8-time champion endured some technical problems and crashed early on, but post-test said that he'd had his best day of pre-season and that his team keep improving, while his self-belief is as evident as ever. As for LCR Honda, Alex Rins stood out technically speaking, employing a different setup on the front suspension compared with all the other Honda bikes, and very much doing things his own way. It does look, however, like both Rins and teammate Takaki Nakagami are still waiting for their carbon clutch, and the duo finished in 15th and 20th respectively. After a tricky start to the Portimao test for Red Bull KTM, they've moved up the classification today. Yesterday, the Austrian factory claimed there was nothing new to test, declaring they sought only to get more out of their machine. Well, Brad Binder did just that with a time of 1:38.4, earning him a 9th place finish. The other 3 KTM bikes found themselves much further down the rankings, with Jack Miller in 17th, and the Gas factory racing team duo Paul Espargaro and Augusto Fernandez in 18th and 21st. If yesterday we were asking whether the other factories could challenge Ducati this season, The conclusion to be drawn from day 2 of the Portimao MotoGP official test is that they can. Yamaha's Fabio Quartararo made his intentions clear with a stunning third-place finish, while KTM's Brad Binder broke into the top 10. And of course, Marc Marquez and Honda are never out of contention. The clock's ticking down ahead of a new campaign, and even while records were broken today, we know it's just a taste of what's to come this season.